Hi everyone, it's Linda. Welcome back to my channel. I haven't posted anything on YouTube for quite some time, not for lack of purchasing things, more so for just being overwhelmed with life and having crushing anxiety over so many things going on in my personal life. I have really been wanting to get back to posting, and I thought with the newest collection from Trollbeads, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I received my order yesterday, and as you can see, it is beautifully wrapped. I placed my order with Trollbeads at Partridge Creek, and they sent me my wrapped package. As you can see, it is done with this beautiful Valentine's overwrap, and then it's got this beautiful springy colored tissue paper and some really cute spring colored twine. And then they also sent along the newest catalog. And this was actually a surprise because I had heard rumor that Trollbeads wasn't going to be making these catalogs anymore. So I am so happy that there's a catalog to look at. And kind of looking through here, there are some kind of new features that I think is really cool. They're including like little QR codes every so often. Let me see if I can find one. Let's see, like here's one on a page where they've built a fantasy necklace. And there's like a little QR code that you scan, like see how to make a fantasy necklace. The next page like shows a bangle, and there's a QR code for see how to make a bangle. So not only do we have a beautiful print catalog, which I'm really going to enjoy going through this, but there's interactive elements with scanning a QR code where you can see them creating a silver bead or creating a bangle design, things of that nature. So really looking forward to going through that. But in the meantime, I am going to bust into this beautifully wrapped package. So let me go ahead and start doing that. All right, so let's see what all is in here. So as always, there is a handwritten thank you card, which I'm gonna read offline. And this is so cute. They've wrapped the mints. It's in this little heart-shaped fabric envelope that is tied up with like ribbon. So that is such a sweet touch. And then of course, the package is beautifully wrapped in tissue paper and twine. Okay, so let's get into this package here. All right, so here we have a first look at everything that I purchased. I'm going to go ahead and get everything off the ribbon so I can show you in more detail. And one thing I'm going to do real super fast is I'm going to basically show you the bangle that I put together to welcome February, because I am going to borrow one of the spacers from this bangle design so I can showcase the beads a little bit better. This features the Valentine's beads that Trollbeads came out with in 2025. It is the Romance Touch, which is what you see right here, this glass bead, and also the Heart Blossom Tassel. And I need to film like a proper video just dedicated to those beads, but I have just been so behind on filming. I just finally dove into all my goodies. But on this bangle design, I have my gold spacers. This is on the star bangle. I have the Hearts Galore silver, the Lavender Love glass bead, which was the Mother's Day bead for 2025. We have the Violet of February, the Romance Touch, the Heart Blossom Tassel, and then this is the Lilac Melody Facet Glass, which was a spring collection from a couple of years back. And then this sweet little silver cherub, this actually came out with a Christmas or winter collection from, gosh, probably 3 years ago. I think it was in the Evergreen Divine collection. But this is my bangle that I put together for February 1st. And look at how perfect this unique kind of matches. Oops, I guess the ribbon's in the way. I had contacted Trollbeads Partridge Creek and by phone and spoke to Terri because their Instagram site, like I wasn't having success messaging them, and I've since learned that they kind of temporarily lost their Instagram account, and I really hope they get it back because I can't even imagine how that feels. But there was a discrepancy in my bill, and when I, called to say, hey, you guys need to send me a new invoice, Terri helped me, and she was so grateful for me doing that she sent this unique. And how perfect does it go with the new Romance Touch bead? Like, she knows I love purple, so thank you so much, Terri, for picking out this beautiful, beautiful bead. It was a very lovely surprise. So let me get a spacer off this bangle so I can show you everything I got while there is still a little bit of light, because I'm doing this right after my work shift here at home. So let me do that. So with every new collection, Trollbeads always has 2 different glass kits. They have a faceted kit, and then they also have a smooth kit. And the smooth kit, I believe, was called Lake Life. I could be wrong, and if so, I'll kind of put it down in the lower right corner there. This was one of the beads that I just immediately fell in love with. This is called Frog's Embrace, and I love frogs. I have quite a few frogs in my Trollbeads collection, and I just adore this particular bead. These little frogs are made over the top surface of the glass bead itself, so it is dimensional. And these are like a very glittery golden color, and you can see like their little feet on both their front and back legs. And then of course you've got the little face just staring right at you with their little black eyes. This bead from this side is completely clear, and all of that beautiful color is done at the core of the bead. So we have like a pistachio green, we have olive greens, we have lime greens, and it's either a super, super dark like forest green or perhaps black. And they're all just kind of swirled and morphed together to make this pattern on the background there. I even feel like there's a little white in the glass itself. So this was probably my #1 bead that I went for. And then the other bead from that kit that I kind of made a last decision to purchase is this one here, and this is called Dancing Scales. And at one time, I used to have a pond in my backyard. I had, water lilies, and I had other aquatic plants. And then I also had some koi fish. And here in Colorado, like in the wintertime, like the pond freezes over, and I guess the koi, they kind of go into a kind of hibernation. They go down to the very bottom of the pond and they're alive. And then, you know, come spring when the pond thaws, you know, they're very hungry and they're wanting to be fed. And I had those same koi fish for 2 or 3 years. And then just one year, I don't know if I had like wildlife like raccoons somehow get into my yard, or if it was like a bird of prey, or maybe it was a cat, a neighborhood cat. But one morning I went out to feed my koi fish and there was not a single one in my pond. But I really enjoyed my pond. It was just always so soothing to be near. You know, it had a water feature, so it made sound, and you know, the flowers when they would bloom was just so beautiful. And I loved the dragonflies, you know, that would come visit, and the bees that would come drink the water, and things of that nature. And so that's why I wanted to get this dancing scales bead. And if you look at it like from the side, maybe it's better from this direction, like you can see you got the orange and then a little bit of white or gray on the tummy, and you can see the eye, and you can see all the fin work, and the background is just this very captivating teal green. And there appears to be like some kind of pond greenery kind of floating around along with the fishes. And I'm hoping my camera picks it up, but this glass bead, there is a wave of clear glass, like I'm following it with my finger here, that goes to the right and then swirls over to the left and then back over to the right. It's very subtle, but you can kind of see it as I twirl, and that just adds, you know, a little bit of extra texture and dimension. Again, all that magic with the fish, that is all done on the inside of the glass. Like the fish is not on the top here where you can feel it, but you do feel like the white swirl, so to speak. But the base, you know, some of the glass is done closer to the base, the color, and then like the fish is done closer towards the top of the glass bead. So this is Dancing Scales. This was the other one from that smooth kit that I wanted to purchase. All right, so this kit here was an absolute must-have, and this is the Waterstones kit. And from left to right, you are looking at Lagoon, which is the blue. You have Blush, which has kind of a strawberry pink, a light, almost like chalcedony purple, and then a golden yellow. You have Sage, which has just a very bright green, but then there's some more, like there's a more muted green on one side and a more olivey green on the other. And then you have Hazel, which has what appears to be like a very muted sage green, a deeper violet red purple, a golden yellow, and then what appears to be like a more blue purple on the far right. But again, this could be my lighting right now because I'm quickly losing light. And then we have Willow, which is more of a I don't want to call it brown because it's definitely not brown, but this has like a very olivey green, creams, and then like a golden yellow swirled throughout. And then the last one is the moss, which is a very springy, like a lighter sage green, and then again, kind of an olivey green. And then there's touches of that yellow kind of swirled within as well. Like this lagoon, in this light, you can barely see, like there's a little bit of green kind of swirling on the inside of it as well. And this kit, I feel, is just going to be so very versatile. Like I can picture, and I'm just going to grab really quick, like this bead, goodness, like these two, these are uniques, but they mimic this one kit from several years ago, and I'm blanking on the name, but these have more of a sage green, and I think they will work really well together. I also have, no, I do not have. I grabbed a different jewelry box because I filmed yesterday, and again, that video didn't go through all the way. So, but I can see like some of these beads working with some of the surprise armadillo beads collections from a few years back, as well as some of those twinkle, what was it, the twinkle diamond beads and the other diamond beads. I'm forgetting the name of the collection, but like there are several beads that I can just really see pairing very, very well with these particular glass beads. Like I can see strawberry quartz, or even some chalcedony, maybe amazonite. Like there's just a bunch of beads and stones that I think are going to be very fun to play with. So this is the Waterstones kit. Now this silver here is called Lily's Cradle, and I only picked up one, although now that I've kind of perused the catalog a little bit, I see the versatility of this particular bead also being used on a fantasy necklace, kind of this way, and then, you know, a glass bead sitting on the inside. For now, I only have one, although I think I'm going to get another because it's a very reasonably priced silver. And when I wear my bracelet, I'd like to also wear a fantasy necklace and kind of have a little coordination there. But this Lily's Cradle, it has a lily flower. And then, of course, you've got the lily leaves, which is just so beautifully depicted. You can see the veining in the leaves, and you can really see the petals in each one of the pond lilies. So such a beautiful, beautiful bead. And when I first saw pictures of the collection, this one, you really couldn't tell with the way that they have it photographed, but I really like how this bead snugs up and nestles like an actual full-size glass bead or stone. Some of the beads that they've made in the past have been better suited to like the round facet stones or the smooth round stones. So I like that they kind of expanded this to actually work really beautifully with an actual full-size glass bead, which I think just adds to the versatility. And like it will really snug up beautifully, like between two beads, just like that. Like it just gives that little extra bit of something between two glass beads or a glass and a stone, kind of like the connector beads, just a little something something in between each. So this beautiful silver is, again, Lily's Cradle. And then the other silver, let me grab it here, that I think is also kind of connector-like, that I was instantly drawn to, is this one here. This is called Lakeside Petals. And from the front, I mean, you can kind of see it has a thin profile, but the real magic and beauty of this bead is looking at it from side to side. It just has all of these teeny tiny little flowers. We've got a 5-petal flower there, and note how it has a center and like little cutouts in the petals. And then we have a little 3-petal flower there. We have a 4-petal flower, and again, it looks like there's a little added detail on the petals. Here we have a 3-petal flower, another 5-petal flower. Like here we have 2 5-petal flowers. The petal shapes themselves are different. And, you know, it's the same types of little flowers on the other side. But again, this one in between a glass and another glass or a stone, it kind of adds a little something something. It's kind of connector-like, but maybe a chunky connector if you want to look at it that way. I could not resist. Like, I love flowers. I do believe that the designer of these flower beads, I believe, is Soren. And when I'm editing, I will put the names of the designers because Soren is my favorite designer. But every once in a while, oops, bumped my tripod here. Every once in a while, you know, there is another silver bead that calls out to me with flowers, and I find that Soren was not the designer. So that's the beauty of troll beads. They have so many talented designers working for them. This is Lakeside Petals. And then I also picked up another flower bead, and this one is called Lake Shore. And this one has a couple larger flowers. Like there is one 4-petal flower, and then we have another 4-petal flowers. Like those are the 2 large flowers. But then just sprinkled over the entire surface, we have all these itty bitty little flowers. And then we do have some leaf detail as well. And this is more of a rounder bead. And, you know, it's a decent size. Like when you put it next to the Lakeside Petals, you can kind of see how much fatter it is as far as width goes. Like height, I'd say they're about the same, but you know, it just makes me think of little flowers that are scattered and just floating on the pond water. That was actually probably one of my favorite little things in our pond. And I don't want to say they were flowers, but you buy these aquatic plants, and there was one where they were just the teeniest, tiniest little plants. Like, you know, one plant would probably be the size of like this entire flower. And you bought, oh, I don't even remember how they sold it, but you would buy like maybe a quarter cup of this plant, and you'd have hundreds of these little leaves just delicately floating on the water surface. And that was just one of my favorite things. Like, I love nature and I love plants, and that's kind of what this reminds me of. So that was just lake shore. And then with my love of frogs, I could not resist getting the water lily waltz. I was looking at the spacer, and I think it was called Leap of Joy. And I probably will get the Leap of Joy spacer eventually. I do have the one spacer that is frogs, and it shows them from tadpole and, as they, like all the life stages of a frog. And so I think I'll eventually get the Leap of Joy spacer, which has a frog, and then it has like the water lily flower. But since I've got the Lily's Cradle, which gives me the water lily flower and leaves, I figured I would get this particular bead because it does have two little frogs, and they're kind of like leaping up or maybe swimming to each other, maybe to give a little kiss. I don't know. That's at least what I think it is. And then you do have some water lily flowers on this particular bead. And, this is a larger silver. So, this is going to be a really good centerpiece on a bracelet design. So let me put it next to the bead I just showed you, the Lakeshore, just so you can see the size. Like, it's just a little bit larger. Both of these are more on the pricey spectrum. This one was just a wee bit more expensive than the other. But, with troll beads, I like to have larger to smaller. And so, this is a good variety. And I already have some existing silvers with frogs, as well as other things that I would consider that you'd find around a pond. So I'm really excited to start playing with these. So that particular silver right here is called the Water Lily Waltz. It was kind of nice. I guess, if my video was going to crash, maybe it was so I could show you all of this in one video. I had placed an order with the e-store, kind of using a coupon, and I did pick up a couple things from the new Carpe Diem collection. And this, is, I guess, the collection's namesake. I love my silvers from Troll Beads, that have words on it. Like, I have one that says, "There is only one you." And I think I have another one that says, "This too shall pass." And now I have one that says Carpe Diem, which means seize the day. And I love how you have the words on one side, but then on this side, you have the ripples. And I've seen the video on the Troll Beads website where, they just show like a rock being thrown in the water, or maybe a drop of water, dropping in the pond's surface that's completely still. And then you just see the ripples just start, that movement across the water. So once I saw that that's what this meaning was, this one was really a no-brainer for me. And I saw the most beautiful fantasy ring where I believe they used the elegant fantasy ring, and they actually had this silver on top of a glass bead, but you could see the silver front and center with the Carpe Diem on the very top. So I thought that was a really clever way to wear this particular silver, and now I'm even more so wanting to buy that ring for myself. So good job. I think it was Trollbeads South Hill Village, I believe, that posted it, but I'll post a picture of it maybe up towards the left of my video here, along with the name of the store, so you guys can see that styling. It was really clever. So that is one of the things I ordered. The last thing I ordered was this, and these are the Petal Poetry earrings. These are the little earring pendants that are used with the earring hooks. Let me put them together for you so you can see. All right, so here are the earring hooks. Like, I have these on the Brilliant earring hooks, which have the little diamond, but they're little pendants. They just kind of hook in your ears and you put them on the hooks themselves. I'm very tempted now to get the newest earring hooks that they just came out with, the gold plated, just so you can have a yellow flower center. I think that's just going to be completely darling. But here are the two earrings together. And of course, you know, they'll hang a little bit nicer when they're actually in an ear. But these are a little bit smaller than the size of a dime, I would say. It's very, very pretty with the 3-petal flowers. And my gosh, there is just still so much from this particular collection that I want. They came out with rings and clasps, and there's definitely 1 or 2 more glass beads from that smooth kit that I want. Maybe, well, definitely the spacer. So yeah, this collection, I'll be going back and doing another little dive. But that is it, guys. Let me know what you think. What is your favorite bead from the collection? And I look forward to hearing from you guys. Take care, stay safe, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.